up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for your Yee Tea. So John Boyega did an interview as part of the new Apple TV Plus original documentary, #1 on the call sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood. And he debuted as Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens. He also reprised that character in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. And he talked about a lot of online harassment that he got and how Star Wars fans were upset that a black actor played a lead hero in that franchise. He said Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. It's a franchise that's so white that a black person existing in it was something. You can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they just scattered that in there. So he said they're okay with us playing the best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much. And I see a Star Wars fan in the room right here nodding his head in agreement with that. Navy loves Star Wars. All right. And in other news, Will Smith, you know, he has his new album out. And in celebration of that, he sat down with Sway in the morning and talked about his latest album. He talked about who he spoke to right before he started getting to work. Here's what he said.
Before I started, you know, I made 2 phone calls. I talked to Jay and I talked to Kendrick. And I was like, hey, I want to get back in music. And it was like, what's the advice? And Jay said, like, don't fake your story. He was like, you gotta say what's true for you. And he said, you'll be looking at the younger rappers and you want that to be true for you, but you don't live like that. It was like, be true to your story. Tell your story. And that's where I got the based on a true story from Jay. And Kendrick, he paused, he said, man, just say that shit you always been fucking scared to say.
Sorry, mommy. And from what I'm hearing, have you listened to the album yet? From what I'm hearing, he is telling a lot of his tea. All right, so listen, no matter what, people are going to go listen just to be nosy, right? And don't forget, I'm going to tell you guys about a father who is worth, I want to say, I think it's $162 billion. And he's not going to leave that money to his kids. Well, not all of it. All right, we'll tell you who that is. I'm sure you can guess. It's Way Up.